folks. Welcome to the first episode, my first podcast episode of Sound Off with SLAMZ. With my guest, the one and only BPR crew, industry-leading DJ in California for the last 30 years?
32 years, it'll be 32 in August.
2 years. A lot of us DJs are inspired by this man. This is Sukhi Dosanjh of the BPR crew. Say what's up, baby.
How you doing, everyone? Salam.
Yes, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm not going to try not to call you Mama, but
everybody calls you Mama. Yeah. Mama.
How did that nickname start?
Well, you know my nephew Manny, Cali Quest.
Yeah.
I'm his mama.
Shout out Cali Quest.
Yeah, big shout out to Cali Quest. He has a lot to do with a lot of my success. I'm his mama, so he calls me Mama wherever we go, and everyone just kind of picked up off of it. And now, you know, out of love, everyone calls me Mama.
I don't really call you that much. I still call you Sukhi. Man, 32 years. So what was your first year DJing, and where was it?
You know, my first gig was in August 1989. I remember it was a backyard party. It was an engagement for a family friend. They were from England also, so when we moved here to Sacramento, my mom got a job somewhere, I don't remember where, but their parents used to work there, got acquainted. Guy was getting engaged, they needed music in the house, so I was volunteered to DJ. Because growing up in England, I had all the music, always collected all the tapes, still got all the music, and I was like, yeah, I'll play the music, and then, you know, there was a store back in the day, Good Guys. The art area. Remember Good Guys?
I remember, yeah.
You know, begged my mom, goes, hey, I need 2 tape decks, I need a mixer, and I need speakers. And back then was Skip's Music was still around.
Still there. Yeah.
Still there. So, you know, had to beg my mom for all the equipment and everything, and got all that put together. And I mean, the rest is history, man.
So you said, your parents, you begged them, like a lot of DJs had to beg for the equipment. Luckily, I didn't have to. You know, like my dad was, a little different. He pushed me to do it when I was still playing tol for you in those days.
Back
you know,
in the days.
But what was your parents' reaction? I know most kids these days, they're not really Punjabi kids are not really pushed in this side. Like, what was your parents' reaction? Now this is '89, so
this is '89.
Keep in mind things were different then.
Even
mentalities
going
were
back
different.
before that, growing up in England, every tape that came out, I was always into music. You know, since I was a little kid, 5-6 years old, my uncles, everybody, it was a big thing, music, you know, either Bollywood or Punjabi, like in every household. Every weekend, everyone got together. Wasn't really into TV that much. It was getting around the stereo, everyone just having a good session, you know?
Right.
So I collected music throughout the years. When we moved to America, I didn't give a shit about nothing else. I wanted my tapes. I wanted to make sure my tapes came with me in my suitcase. Yeah. Believe me, you know, but like I had more music and cassettes and everything than I had my clothes. We left most all that stuff behind. And
that's love and passion, baby.
Oh yeah,
for music.
I came in and any wedding party or any family function, I was always in charge of music because I knew I had everything.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking. I was so passionate about music. Like, if I knew that a certain tape was coming out on certain date, we lived in the area in Leicester, England, which is called Knighton. There was no Indian stores there. I used to ride my bike. I want to say good 15 miles to the east side of Leicester, just to wait for the shop to open, so I could be the first one to buy the tape. If it was a LARP coming out with a tape, or Azar the group, or whoever, all those guys. I was always, man. I was always the first one.
AS Kong was probably big back then.
AS Kong was big, doing live shows. A LARP were really big, and Apna Sangeet, of course. But I always had to be the first one to have the tape.
Right.
So I had the whole collection. It was
still
amazing. Still got them all.
That's
still
respect.
got them all. Thousands of them.
Man.
Never. And my mom always used to say, you spend all your money on music. Roti nahi khilani. Get an education, right? Do something with your life and get a job or whatever. Always, even till today, I always laugh at her. Because, "Ahi teppa ne roti khilai mainu." You know, that was one thing that always stuck with me. And so going back to the first gig, you know, I had 3 tables behind me of tapes. Everything, the whole collection. I had Bollywood table and then 2 Punjabi tables.
probably marked in there where to forward it to, or pre-rewinded or forwarded a track.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I didn't know how to set anything up. I just knew how to play music. I knew my music. So when we went to Good Guys, you know, I'm asking the guy, how do you even hook all this stuff up? I knew you needed 2 decks. Because a lot of DJs obviously did vinyls, right? But Punjabi music never really came on vinyl back in those days.
Right.
They did, but in America, we couldn't get them.
It's probably hard to get. Exactly what I was thinking.
We couldn't get them. We could only get tapes. So I asked the guy, teach me how to hook it up. You know, the RCA cables, channel 1, channel 2. He showed me how to do that. I go, okay, I'm set now. Hook up the speakers. This is how you're going to do it.
Dope.
Went to Skips. You know, they showed me right there the day I went to rent the speakers. Crown amplifier, PV speakers. Got 2 PV speakers and a Crown amp. Set. Good to go. And got to the gig, set everything up, did my set, did a pre-show, did a whole, they wanted to dance, did the whole dancing, played all the old school hits. So the way we used to do it was 2 tape decks, right? And a boombox in the middle.
Oh, wow.
So on the boombox, while this song is playing, we're rewinding and setting the songs up, right?
I think they used to have like a memory button, right? Where you can like press like where you want it rewind it to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a cue, but it still take time to go.
Still take time to get there, but you still had to listen to it. And the cool thing about my, I still got the JVC tape decks, my first ever ones. I still have them. They had pitch control on them, so you could speed and slow music down. Yeah, man, that was a good time. So, and I remember at that gig, there was one of the ladies that was at the gig. She still lives in Vallejo. She came up to me. She goes, "You're gonna go a long way."
Yes.
And I still remember that when she said that. So, you know, 2 things my mom always used to say, "Roti nahi khilani te pane," and then she told me that day. She goes, "You're gonna go a long way."
Yeah,
and
man. So all you youngins out there that are gonna watch, you might want to, you know, and it's true, Sukhi, because every person, every Punjabi kid or Indian, you know, kid has that passion of music. Like there's undercover DJ, I feel like, in everybody. Might be in Simran, our cameraman back there. Shout out. Like we all have Simran. like a passion to play music and entertain others. It's in our blood, right? Yeah. So I know like some people you might know too that are not DJs, but they're so into what you do. Yeah. Like I've been following you since I was a kid. So like the message is the kids out there who want to be DJs, or parents out there who are unsure of if they want their kid to go this way and don't think there's longevity in it. His first gig was in 1989. And his last gig was Sunday night. Yeah. And today it's, what is it today? Wednesday? Today's Wednesday. So
next week, Saturday.
And he's back at it Saturday. So there is longevity in future, and not just in DJs, but anything you put your heart and your passion into, and that's what Sukhi's done. So, you know, that's what I want to talk about in today's episode is the changes, I mean, compared to 1989 to now. Oh, yeah. I mean, even in the 2000s, like a lot of people don't know, I met Sukhi probably I've heard of him, and I knew of him way before he probably knew of me. I was a kid, and he was DJing a lot of the parties we were going to, and we were like, yo, this guy is cool as fuck. Like, straight up, like, he is...
Fairgrounds parties.
He's just fairgrounds party. He is
City
just
Fairgrounds.
He's just a G. He got the British accent. He got this huge speaker system. He's just dropping bangers at that time. And, you know, we were in La La Land, any music lover. So, like, fast forward to 2001-ish, I was playing Tol. I was starting a Tol. And Sukhi hit me up for events. We had a little Tol group called Lethal Tollies. Yep. Shout out all the boys from them. Mitch. You know, Nav, Mitch, Jagtar, Ruby, Rob, and then myself.
San Jose.
Yeah, Manny used to help us out with events, and Sukhi always, and it was good. We were a vibe then. Good times. And this is early 2000s. So I guess what we could talk about now is, what do you see? I mean, what do you see in the industry that's changed from the 90s to now? What do you like? What do you don't like? What do you dislike about the
industry? So much has changed since day one. The biggest thing is the influence of music, the changes of music. Right. That have, you know, progressed throughout the years. People have changed. There's a lot more, I would say, from when we started. A lot more bugging, a lot more requests.
Dollar bill exchange.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, yes, we will.
That's a whole. We can do a whole podcast on that.
Shout out on the truckers.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing, right? We ran into that situation this weekend.
And we'll talk about that for sure. Yes.
But the progression of music throughout the years is obviously a big change in gigs. But what I do like is, the last gig I did last Sunday, I was playing music, some songs that I played back then.
That's amazing. Evergreen, yeah. Some music is just evergreen.
There's some songs that you have to play at every gig.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think we'll see that now too. Like you got So High, something like So High, Then Peg. There's probably more, but those are gonna go the next 20, 30, 40 years. Those will go. And
Then Peg for sure.
Yeah.
So High probably might fade out.
Jazzy B Jucked.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna go.
Jazzy B is eternal. His songs will. You can't do a gig without playing a Jazzy B song.
And a lot of people don't know, like, you're based out of Cali, but you are known worldwide. Like, I mean, I've talked to cousins that are in England or in Canada. Right. Hey, like, in the 90s, and there's just still this guy, Sukhi Dosanjh, BPR. Like, it was Bhangra Perfections first.
It started off with Bhangra Perfections when we originally... It was going to be Bhangra something. We had to have... It was me and my cousin Sokha, my Taya's son, Sukhi Dosanjh. He's the one that kind of really pushed me into getting into this business because I had all the music.
And you had a tape store at one time, right?
Yeah, Desi Rhythm.
I remember Jiti telling me.
Yeah, I had Desi Rhythm.
Telling him
I opened that back in late 90s.
Yeah.
I only had it for maybe 3 or 4 years.
Oh, still, that's good.
Yeah, but that was set up like an English, like H&V music store. Like you walk in and then all the CDs and music was displayed. Yeah. But yeah, going back to when we started with Sokha, he influenced me, like pushed me into, getting into DJing and everything. And I mean, the rest is history.
Man, yeah. So like I said, you're internationally known, based in California, Sacramento, but you're personal friends with so many artists. Diljit, you were in Diljit's video. I believe it's Goat, right? You're in Goat.
Born to Shine.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hood.
Yeah.
And then we just shot another one for his upcoming song.
There you go. So he's
in Vegas.
Personally tight with Diljit. I know he's personally tight with Jazzy B, Sukshinder Shinda. I mean, what else do you need? Is there anybody else I'm missing? I mean, there's not just people who, love him as a DJ. There's respect for him as an artist, but also as a person. He's a great guy, right? So, anybody else I'm missing?
Oh man,
I wish I was friends with that many guys.
Surinder Shinda, the legend.
Surinder Shinda, okay.
He actually called me because I did the truck remix a couple of weeks ago. I dropped that.
Oh yeah.
He calls me. He was here for a show, and I was actually at Mirage for a gig, but during pre-show, phone rings. I'm like, Sasrikal, hello. And he's all, Sukhi. I'm like, and I knew right away who it was. I'm like, oh shit.
Jonah Moore.
He's going to cuss me out for remixing his song.
I've gotten cussed out by him before.
Yeah, but no, actually, I was very surprised. He loved the mix. He wanted me to send him the track, the loops and everything. When he performs it live, he can perform it off of that.
Yeah.
So, Maradi Karpaya, that he actually loved it a lot. So, that was good.
For all that love mixes out there, Sukhi drops mixes on his SoundCloud, BPR Crew. Follow him on Instagram. They're on there, the video mixes. He's live. It's at the BPR Crew. Make sure y'all follow my man.
Thanks,
and
man.
So one thing, since we're on a trucker song, let's hit the topic.
Okay.
The truckers, like everybody knows I've been vocal, and I've told so many clients that are truckers, like, I'm not a good match for your party. It's not because I have anything against truckers, right?
Right.
Truckers come to the parties, not all of them, some of them. We know both truckers that are we both know truckers that are just like me and you, right? Live life like we do. But there's a batch of them.
Yeah.
You can say, we're not trying to stereotype by calling them truckers. There could be others, but what we see, they're into trucking, right?
Yeah.
And I personally don't like it because, and I want your take on it. I personally don't like it because they don't let you do your thing.
Right.
And I want to be a vibe. I can't vibe when someone's in my ear 24/7 or bothering my guys, right?
Showing you a phone.
Showing a phone, but Allah day, or the two words I hate. Well, actually, one word I really hate is chakamegane. So people out there, if you want to really annoy your DJ, use the word chakme.
Oh, chonda ganala. You never heard that?
I never got
this
that.
Guy comes
Thank
like,
God I don't got that.
Same trucker party goes chonde gane la.
Oh man.
Dance floor's packed.
Yeah.
Everyone's vibing. Chonde gane la.
Or they say
What the fuck is a chonda gana?
Or they be like, Haki la.
Yeah, well, that's. I still get that.
I'm like, dude,
I still get that.
So what I've done is I've adapted a big screening process, like where and I understand other DJs, like, so to the benefit of the truckers, they're nice guys. At sometimes they throw a lot of money. They throw a lot of singles where DJs obviously maximize their profit. To me, the way I think about it is, yeah, you might throw me a few thousand, 6,000, 7,000, whatever. I might make that in tips. But it's not worth me possibly getting in a fight with you, or a broken arm, a trip to ER, my boys getting jumped or whatnot.
Your equipment getting smashed.
Because they're always going to outnumber us.
Yeah.
You know, we have 5, 10 guys maybe. They're going to have 20 of the homies. So
and gala bicho koi hundi nahi.
and it's never
It's
an issue.
over a song.
Over
It's
a song. You know, I had a guy, and well, we'll go back to it later, but I had a guy in Seattle. I don't know if he's a trucker or not, but just because I played a Sidhu Moosewala song, he came and flipped me off on stage, right? And no reason. And I think he was battling other issues. I got him kicked out.
So you must have been a Karan Aujla fan then.
Clearly.
Right?
Why can't you just love both? They're both amazing.
Yeah.
But what's your take? I want to know, you've seen more than I have. You've been in 30 years. Has it always been like this with the truckers?
No.
And is it the newer guys that people term new
It
money?
is the newer.
New money.
It's new money. It's definitely new money. Even if we go back 10 years, I remember nobody used to request songs. Everyone knew, or actually, you know what? They did not know, because before music got released on the internet, nobody really knew unless it was a popular band coming out with someone, because social media wasn't big.
Around, yep.
They never knew what was good and what was bad. They only knew the obvious songs, right? Like Pot Jattande was, you know, a banger, and
Dasja.
Well, Dasja even came later on.
Early 2000s.
Right, early 2000s. But even before that, you know, when we used to play the Primmies, the Alaps and all that stuff, just play good music. We want to have a good time.
Yeah.
We're going to dance for a couple of hours. And they
Be
never
happy to
even
be
used to
gone.
throw that much money back in those days.
It's ridiculous now. Especially
Even
after
if they
COVID.
did throw money, they never threw it on the floor.
Yeah.
They would vard the bride and groom, varna karke, come and put it on the DJ table, or we used to even sometimes have a box, and they used to throw it in the box.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
even
remember that.
At the slow dances,
Yeah.
we had a little basket or whatever, and they used to do the varna, come throw it in there. After that, it was only the first or slowest dance, right?
Right.
That they did the varna. After that, not a penny.
Right.
Never a penny after that.
I feel like there was a time where there was song requests, but I feel now the money part of it, the single exchange, has superseded the song request. There isn't many song requests as there is like we need dollar notes.
Well, it kind of comes in hand with each other. What number one is when they come and throw money, they think they own you.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They might be the groom's or the bride's relative, or they might be a best friend, or they might just even know somebody that's there. But they throw money and they think they own the party, right?
Yeah.
My other take on it is especially now after COVID, a lot of these guys, or even you could say before COVID, like these, okay, let's call them truck drivers or whatever, right? No offense to anybody.
Yeah,
but
just for the record, we don't have nothing against truck drivers.
We don't
we
at
love
all.
them.
But
you know, we know the world cycles with them. We need them.
And we love them.
But there is a certain thing we see with some of them.
Right.
So just for the record, we don't have any issue against any
It's
truckers
not
are going
that.
to see it.
It's not that.
I know mostly a lot of people who are going to watch this are going to be truckers.
Yeah,
and a lot are going to
most of them are friends.
Yeah, and they're our boys. And a lot of DJs are going to watch this because we're going to hit the DJs
And they
first
can
with this
relate to
episode because they're going to relate with this, right? So yeah, my bad. Didn't mean to cut you off, but go on, yeah.
How I look at it is, all right, and it's everybody that's at that gig, right? They work hard all week, right? They come to a gig, and it's their stress relief.
It's their outing.
It's their outing. They're out. They want to have a good time. Then on top of that, alcohol.
Yep.
Right?
Or other things we've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen other things. We'll touch on that later.
Yeah. That's being done out in the parking lot, right?
Not even. I've had it done off my work bins before.
Oh wow!
We'll talk about that.
But anyway, I've never seen that. But yeah, you can tell. But anyway, it's a relief for them. They come out, and I want to throw $100. I want to throw $1,000 today, and mere yaar da byaah hai, I'm having a good time.
Yes.
Okay, do it.
But keep it respectful.
Come have fun, do it. Throw as much money as you want, but enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
It's not when it's like in our minds when we're DJing a party, we're reading the crowd during pre-show, and we know, okay, this is going to work today and this is not going to work.
We know by just looking at y'all.
Yeah,
like, we can tell where you're at.
Before your first dance, you know, by talking with the bride and groom beforehand, talking to the family, we know which style of music we're going to play.
You might have a questionnaire. You said, I have a music selection sheet. I'm sure you do too. But we know where you're vibing. And honestly, we can look at them when they're coming in from cocktail DJ can say, okay, I'm gonna get this crowd tonight.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. This is the kind of vibe I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
And we've sat there at Mirage plenty of times, and we know either this party's gonna be shit, or it's gonna be vibing.
Yeah,
we've done it so many times. So to these guys, it's a stress relief, and they're having a good time. But come enjoy. We respect that. But don't come up while I'm in the middle of a set, 130 BPM, and ask for Kabza, Babuman.
85, 92,
right?
I think it's 92.
And okay, if I don't play it right then and there and stop the music, don't get pissed off.
Yeah. See, some people might not know what we're talking about because they don't see. Yes, the DJs will know, but other people who are just watching and just tuning in, just to listen to a good podcast, this is real world issues we face as DJs that are it's bad. I mean, it gets combative. I've seen it get combative where they try to fight us, they try to do this. But it's also an issue with our culture that, in my opinion, needs to be addressed and resolved because it's going to lead to bad things. I mean, I know when a lot of stuff happened, post 9/11 and some things in the Punjabi culture that happened later, they would say Punjabis are peaceful. I'm Punjabi myself, take pride in being Punjabi, but I can, from what I've seen, and I'm sure what you've seen, Punjabis are not peaceful people. I mean, not all of them, it's not like coming out and saying "Sare asi theek hain." That's the message we got.
Right.
But what the things we see, if you guys see it from our angle, you would see what we relate to. It's hard being an Indian DJ. It's amazing, but it's hard when you have to deal with things like this. This is probably, would you say, the hardest part of our job is dealing with these type of people.
Crowd control is
in that specific demographic, right?
Well, it's always alcohol though.
Yeah.
It's sharab pi ki hunda. That's it. It's always alcohol.
But then like I was just telling you, and you were telling me, I had 6 events in 7 days in Seattle. I probably got 4 requests in the 6 events.
Yeah.
And you had a really good this weekend.
Right.
Well, you had one night with only 1 request.
Right.
And that's where we're happiest and you're happiest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And see, and the thing with that gig was I told the bride and groom beforehand, let me do my thing. Everyone will have a great time.
Yeah.
We did the Jago on Wednesday, not 1 request. And I was right there on the dance floor. The DJ booth at Orchid is right there. So I was in the easy access of people.
Right.
But not 1 request.
Yep.
And then Sunday, the same thing.
And they need to, at this time it's getting like, I know the clients I get, they're usually getting me as a vibe. They see my IG, they see my social, they see the way I dress, the kind of vibe I give. So that's the kind of people I'm gonna get, But others sometimes to me it slips through a crack. I'll talk to a bride who passes all my, screening, and I get her, I get there, and she has the Pendu truck driving family that's all up on me all night. So it's like, it's a vibe crusher. I know I don't want to do those events. I don't know. I think I kind of see where you're at. But what do you see as a resolution going forward for not? I know a lot of DJs around the world are going to watch this or listen to this. And what's your advice to someone who's starting out? Because I know a lot of guys message me directly and say, "How do you deal with this? How do you separate yourself from not getting this type of or minimizing this type of clientele?" Like, what's your take on that?
My take on it is, I just go with the flow.
Right.
To a certain extent. And see, I've been in the game for so long. At every party, there's always, a lot of people that don't know you, but there's always the people that do know you, right?
Right.
So if anything was to go down, there's always somebody that's going to get in the middle and kind of stop it, right?
Calm it down, yeah.
Calm it down.
Which is a good thing.
But, it's never really come to that, knock on wood. A lot of the times they are like, "Bad, ya gana la diyo," whenever you get a chance, and we do play it. Most of the songs we're gonna play anyway. But then there's those parties where you're like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
I've never heard this song."
Yeah.
Going back to an incident in last month in Reno, they got mad at us because we didn't play a Kassan song.
In your set, or something they asked you for?
They asked me.
Okay.
They brought the phone up, play this song. It's a Kasani song. While your dance floor was packed.
Right.
I mean, got all the love and respect for what's going on in India, but you're at a party.
There's time and place for everything.
There's a time and place for everything, right? But they got really mad at us and argumentative and cussing and this and that,
right?
Where it just ruins the whole event.
Yeah.
You know, and the bride and groom didn't know nothing about it.
Exactly. That's usually the case.
Yeah, and
the bride and groom are chill usually.
They're chill, but it's always one of the guests that will ruin it for them.
Exactly.
But I don't want to say that every party is negative because I've done thousands of events and it's a very, very small percentage that you'll have an issue with. But it's more now, I want to say within the last 5 or 6 years. than it was from before.
See, for me personally, like 5 or 6 years ago, I used to kind of like get different types of clientele, whereas now my clientele are totally flipped. Like I'm getting a lot of mixed weddings, which I love. I love mixed weddings.
Mixed weddings, you play anything.
You can play anything. Lit. I'm a big hip hop 90s guy, and most of these kids that are getting married are born and raised in the 90s or you know 00s, and that's like my prime time. You know, so like I love it. I really ravish in those type of events, and that's the type I want. But you know, talking about incidents, you know, and I'll share mine after you share yours. That comes to my mind. Craziest incident you've had where someone gets you know, violent or attacks you or tried to attack you at an event, and then tell us a reason why, if you can remember why that person got like this.
It's always over a song
request.
Always over a song. Like I said, there's always somebody that knows you that's gonna stop it. I have enough love and respect in the community to where ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾੜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ.
Right.
Like,
same,
and that was another thing. Like,
yeah.
my parents, when I got into DJing, you know, my dad and my mom, they both told me, like, in this position, you're gonna get cussed at a lot. You're gonna get degraded. You're gonna get cussed at. People are gonna think you're, you know, no disrespect to everyone, but India. Right?
Yeah.
But in America, work is work. You know, where else are you gonna make a 6-figure salary without a degree?
And playing music.
What
you love, music. What you love, you know,
doing what you love, right? Yeah. So,
one incident that comes to your mind that
the first one that came to my mind, it was actually in Yuba City. It was years ago. Over a song, the guy got pissed off. I don't even remember what song it was, but I remember. He came back and he started unplugging all our speakers. Everything. Started unplugging them. And it was your uncle that actually stopped it. TJ's dad. Mr. Uppal.
Okay. Satnam Uppal.
So, he stopped it. So thank you. I remember, you know, and he actually grabbed the guy, took him outside, told him, you know, Sukhi apna mundaya. Over a song though. And this is,
what year
90s.
90s. Okay.
Bro.
So Master G was still, he's still strong, but I mean, back then he was 30 years younger, and that boy bad. Shout out Satnam for my Master. Love you, Master G.
He stopped it. It was at Fairgrounds. But there's been other times. There's been so many times. I mean, but it's always over music. Always.
You know, funny story. Mine actually wasn't over music. It was weird. So mine was back when I was still at Totally then. GT was DJing, but I had jumped on to give GT a break, and I didn't really know how to DJ. I just kind of knew how to just change music while GT would take a bathroom break or something like that, right? So the night before, and it's a homie's wedding. Like, I mean, it's like the guy's a friend, and now he's even closer homie, but he's a really good friend of mine, a fellow Totally. It's his cousin. His Jago night, the guy didn't want to turn off the party, which you probably dealt with at the time. But the groom's parents are telling me, hey, we're done.
Right.
So we get put in these weird situations sometimes where groom's parents and groom were telling us to turn it off.
Yep.
But then they get in an awkward situation because this specific person is son-in-law, you know, and he's saying turn it off. So groom's sister's husband.
Right.
Long story short, I think everything ended right, and he kind of was like, don't come on Saturday. I was like, hey man, you're not gonna want us there? We're not like that. We won't come. So anyways, they talk us into it. Our boys like, nothing will happen. Night's going smooth, amazing party. It's at Walnut Hall, Yuba City. Been there 100 times. All of a sudden, like when I'm GT's taking off, I'm there, and Sam's there on toll with me. I see a cup coming flying at me. I dodge it. Doesn't get me, but it gets Sam and GT. So it's
full of alcohol,
full of beer.
Oh wow!
So Sam, I just see jump over the table, run after the guy. The guy I see run. 6 people rush me, and we're like, "Don't go after him. He's an idiot. He's an idiot."
Yeah.
I had no choice. I mean, I was heated. My adrenaline. I mean, if I were to go back now, as mature I am now, I probably wouldn't have shut it off. But that time I shut it off at 10:30.
Right.
And it was tough because the bride actually ended up being my manager at work for a while. So they understood, you know. But I did promise them if they ever have another party that it's on the house, you know. But and unreal, just over a shut off time, and for no reason. No reason. So, I mean, I'm sure that person has matured now. If I seen him, I would say hello to him. You know, I let bygones be bygones. But this is the type of stuff we deal with, guys. You heard it. You know, like fighting, unplugging our stuff, throwing beers at us. So it's not always a dream. You know, people think it's so cool. You just go out there, drink Trulies.
Hell no,
man. Yeah.
We did, like, thinking about another party at Walnut for me was the bride's uncle.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what the hell it was. He just had an issue with me from back in the day, but I did not know of this
Holding
till
a grudge.
afterwards.
Probably
He was
something you
holding a
might have
grudge.
said that you don't even remember.
Could be, who knows? But in those days, we used to play with CDs, had the CDJs. So he bought some CD over to us, and he just play this.
All of it.
No high, no nothing. Dance floor's packed. Play this. Burnt CD, right? I'm like, okay, put it on the side. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Right.
They want it right then.
Wants it right then and there. And back then, I used to have, Sukhi Dosanjh.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out Sonny
Shout
D.
out Sonny
I had
D.
dinner with him last night. So yeah.
And Sonny will remember this. Sonny never took no shit from no one. I was always the calm one, and he was the young, like,
and he's so calm and collective
now. He's calm and collective now, but back then, I mean, he was
you
full of
need
adrenaline.
a young guy like that.
Yeah. He was probably 18, 19,
Yeah.
just had graduated, I think, back in those days. And he wasn't taking no shit of no one and didn't give a shit who that guy was. And the guy comes out, Miraganala. Sonny picks up the CD with his key, fucking scratches the whole CD, gives it back to him.
Yo, boss. Sonny, boss.
I'm looking at Sonny.
No cap.
I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Next thing you knew, music's off. That guy's heated. Sonny's fucking... He said something to Sonny. Sonny ran after him outside. 10 minutes later, the place is full of cops.
Yep.
And I'm just standing there like, what the fuck is going on here?
Man, it's mayhem. And DJ starting out to a point. I mean, now I think, you
Didn't mean to put you on blast there, Sonny.
Yeah. No, we
I love
Sonny.
you, bro.
Yeah. No, DJs starting up now, I think they have an advantage because they can kind of build themselves on a platform like Instagram or TikTok, and they can have that following where they can avoid that. Whereas us, we kind of had to do these type of events and deal with these type of people in the garages. I remember my first party was like in a garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Well, that's why parties used to be in the garage.
In the garage, right?
Right? Nobody used to get halls back in the day.
Yeah.
Veterans Hall was like the main hall for Jaguars, and then the fairgrounds when people actually did a big party.
Right.
Before that, it was after the wedding, go back to the house, to the garage.
So we've been talking about kind of the negative side of it. Let's switch to the positive. What's your favorite thing about doing what you do? I know for me, when you're DJing, you got that crowd, you got that vibe. It's a high that no drug or liquor or any substance can give you.
That's even because I don't drink, so people come up like, oh, glassila. I go, nah, man. That dance floor right there,
that's it. Yeah,
packed, people with their arms up. Yeah. That's my high.
Right.
That's my. I don't need no alcohol.
That you would say is the best part of it for you.
Definitely. When from the first dance to the end of the gig, that dance floor is packed. People are sweating, dying. Like, please turn off the music. We can't dance no more. That's your best reward. Yeah.
What's one event that sticks out? One or two, and you can shout out the couple if you remember them, and hopefully they watch. That sticks out in your mind, like, yo, this party was lit, and tell us where it was, why. One or two that come to your head.
There's so many, bro.
I mean, there's always that one because I have like 2 or 3 that pop in my head. One was recently. Right. One was one of my first ones, and I'll talk about that after you. But what's your number 1, number 2, and why? And where were they? And if you can remember the couple, shout them out.
Oh man, there's so many events, but one that comes to mind was the first one we did. It was in the 2000s. It was at the Metreon, San Francisco.
Oh. I've always heard about the place. I've never done a gig there.
The venue, it's a long venue, but the DJ's up on the balcony.
Sick. Okay, I've seen snaps. I think I've seen your stories and other DJs.
Yeah, and then you got, you have another outside balcony area. But the whole vibe in that place just turned into a club.
Sick. Yeah.
Once they started dancing.
Yeah.
And when you have a good crowd, I mean, then, everything's just proper. That was a good event, but man, there's so many. Visalia Community Center in Visalia, you've got 1,200 people on the dance floor.
Oh yeah,
just going crazy.
Shout out Visalia, Fresno people.
Yeah, man.
559 baby. Yeah, man. That's the same with me. I mean, I remember that, and I want to actually have when I turn officially from DJ, from totally to DJ. I had one couple and one friend, Happy Baines, you know him, Livingston, shout out Happy.
Yeah.
But he referred me to one of his good friends, and I was starting out that time. Like I was just transitioning to, okay, I'm gonna do a DJ, and I'm a DJ, and he gave me this party, which was like I think 1,200 people in Turlock, and it was Camel and Rhythm. Shout out, I'm pretty sure they're gonna listen. They listen to a lot of my stuff, but they took a risk on me, and that one kind of just took it up for me. And I surprisingly, in my opinion, for that time, I did really good.
Yeah.
You know, but and another similar one I just recently did was for a guy named Hash and Sarah, and their party was just at Grand Pavilion,
right? And
it was just unreal.
Yeah,
like, just a vibe.
I never seen.
I felt like I was. One of my goals is to DJ in Vegas. Like I want to start there, and that's the night I felt like, okay, like this is the night, like I feel I'm ready to go.
Well, you had a good setup too. That day with
I can
the LED screens.
Yeah,
and everything.
The setup, but then just the way the music and the crowd's music knowledge, unreal. You know, so like that kind of told me like, okay, I think I'm ready now to go into clubs, Vegas, where I want to get as a DJ. But yeah, the high, I know what you're talking about. That's what keeps us going, y'all. We don't need drinks. I know everybody lately bring me Trulies.
He's sponsored by Truly, man.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody, give me Trulies. But you know, honestly, if the Trulies weren't there, I think we can still do our job because if we're left alone and allowed to do it, not even, you know, I'm good.
Before we get started, then I'm good.
Water or smart water, I'm good, man. As long as I'm not hangry, I'm a hangry guy. I get hangry, right? Yeah. Good, right? So we hit the good spots. One other topic I really want to talk about, and it's so weird, and it's a stigma in the DJ scene. And I feel like it's more in Cali, maybe a little on the West Coast, but I feel UK guys all get along. But there is legit DJ beef for no reason in Cali, right? And I don't know why. We can't all be at 80 places at once, you know? So there's enough work for your crew, my crew, his crew. If Simran had a DJ crew, there'd be enough, business for him. Yeah. Like, why do you think that's there? Is it? I mean, I get competition. Like, I'm all about competition. Like, no joke. If I see a setup you do, and I'm sure knowing you see something I do, you want to do better than me.
Yeah. Well, we all get influenced by somebody.
Naturally, and competitive.
We don't wake up thinking about, oh, this is how my setup's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's an influence. Like, I'll be honest, I get influenced by the UK setup.
Yeah, same.
Right, we all look at UK.
Kudos, of course. Kudos. You know? Boop Sagu has really fucking nice setups. Dips, shout out my boy Dips. Yeah.
Bubs always has good setups.
And you know what? The thing is, those guys, I don't know by mood they get along, but it looks like when you see their stories or snaps, they're all hanging out together. All the time.
Unity, definitely.
But why do you think we're missing that in Cali? Because if you look at Decibel, shout out Decibel boys in Canada, they're a team of like 30 guys. Yeah. And I've hung out with them. They're like this.
But they're all part of the same crew.
Same crew. Right. Same goal. The thing is, they, and it could be attend to that. They're 6-7 generations in, or their families are more supportive of it. But they're 100% dialed in, and they have unity. Why do you think we're missing that in Cali between crews? I mean, me and you get along great.
It all comes down to jealousy. Yeah. It all comes down to jealousy.
That's the cold hard truth.
Cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
It all comes down to jealousy at the end of the day. Even when I started, there was very few DJs that were back in those days.
You, Bobby Tacker, Bhangra USA, maybe.
Bhangra USA, Javi and them, and then in the Bay Area there was Desi something. There was Desi Rhythm out of Fresno, Jazz guys, J guys.
J
and them were out in Fresno, and then there was a couple of Fiji DJs in the Bay Area, Mirage and them.
Dope.
And then in Sacramento there was DJ Sutton. He was. But they did a lot of the Bollywood stuff.
Right.
They didn't really do a lot of.
But Punjabi wise, you were the number one. I think everybody can say in that time, if you talk to our older siblings, and whatnot, everybody can say Sukhi Dosanjh ran it from, I would say, 90s. 2000s and even into now, you're killing.
And you've known me for so long.
Yeah,
I've always had my feet on the ground.
Yeah.
If people say, "Oh, number one, thank you," I respect that, but I still, till this day, never considered myself the best DJ.
Right.
Yes, I'm passionate. I love what I'm doing,
and you put in the work.
And I've put in the work,
and you adapt with time.
Right, but I do say this until even today, I deserve the respect.
Yes, 100%.
Because no matter what, I did put Indian Punjabi DJs, and that's not me being conceited or anything. That's just the way it is.
But
I did.
You influenced us.
Yeah,
like you
a
influenced
lot of
me.
people.
You influenced Jiti. I'm sure all these other guys.
Yeah, even though they won't admit it.
But we looked up to you, man. You're an older brother to us, and at that time you were a role model.
And I helped so many guys out.
Yes. I can say you've helped me out so many times.
Yeah, but there's so many that I helped out that fucked me over too.
Yeah.
But you know what?
That's part of life.
That's part of life.
Part of life. That's gonna happen.
But they didn't amount to nothing afterwards either.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We won't name names, but they know who they are. But that's fine. That's just.
So your take is that it's jealousy that causes
it all beef. Comes down to and that's in any business. When somebody can have a liquor store and the other guy might have 3 liquor stores, or can be make we 4 hon, right? Or if the one guy's got a hotel, they always want to be better than the next person. See, right?
That doesn't make sense to me, because especially now, 2021, you can say, well, why isn't I'm gonna use basketball players because I love basketball. Why isn't someone on the Kings as good as LeBron James? Mm-hmm. They have the same opportunity. Yeah. They have the same window. Yeah. What is it? LeBron is probably working 50 times harder than most other guys in the league. Yeah. And I can test for myself that I know I work my ass off to get where I've gotten.
Exactly.
As a DJ in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm influenced by you guys. I listen to you guys. Right. I come to events I still do. The other day I came to Mirage one time, I think, to say what's up to Jazz. And I literally wanted to sit there to watch your set and see what I could learn from you. I'm and always
vice versa.
Vice versa. You helped me out of one event. Yeah. And I just think there's no room for this, and for the record, I can speak for myself. I have no issue with any DJ in the world. And, there might be actually one guy. We'll talk about him later. I don't want to put him on blast, but he said some stuff that, I'm willing to forgive if it's cleared up. I'm at that age now. But I was hot-headed at one time. I'm sure in your young days you were. But I don't know why the DJ beef is still there. Like these cameramen, shout out to, Simran back here. Simran works with Kanda. I'm sure, Simran, do you work with other crews too? Yeah. So these guys freelance with other people. Right. And we have Dindi, who's on both of our teams. Shout out Dindi. We love you, right?
Best engineer in the game.
Best sound engineer, but he'll help every crew. Yeah. And that's how it should be. Yeah. There's a role for everybody. There's work for everybody. Everybody is needed. Why there's beef, I don't know. There's a specific DJ who I actually, and I'm going to think, and he's in Cali. You know him. I know him. I've actually invited this guy to eat lunch with me one time. When I was trying to start a team at one point, I said, hey, I like what you're doing. I want you to join my team. Fine. We have a similar circle group of friends, and he's told people who's SLAMZ. Come on, man. Yeah. He watches all my stories. I talk to him. I see him at events once in a while, and why? Why? And so that's where I can see, is that jealousy? Is that just being ignorant? I mean, is that young age, and again, I'm sure the guy, he's probably going to watch and listen to this, but I'd forgive you, if you just say, hey, my bad, I give everybody a second or third chance. Jealousy was there, but everybody knows now, the more you put in anything, you're more going to get out. It's not all luck. Yeah. It's not this guy's doing something different than you. This guy is probably working harder than you, but you're doing the same setups. You're doing this, you're doing that, and it's equal opportunity for all. Agree?
More than equal.
Yeah.
There's not enough parties to go around.
And look at you. You just kind of recently restarted doing remixes again, and they're fire. Like I'm hearing them, and they're like, I'm like, you're doing what you got to do to stay relevant, right? To stay there, right? And that's one other thing I want to touch on is, the jealousy factor is there. We know that DJs hate each other or hate on each other. But they shouldn't,
though. Shouldn't. There's no reason for that to happen. Like, anybody, like, you've known that when we're at Mirage, we run sound lighting at Mirage. So we run into all these other DJs that come in there. We don't sit there and go, well, if he's coming in to DJ, I'm not teching today. Yeah. Or one of my team members is not going to be teching today. We have to be there because we run it, right? Yeah. And we get along with everyone and we give everyone the same love and respect. Right. There's a lot of guys out there that, paji. As soon as you turn around, like, fuck that guy.
And guys, really, I know a lot of DJs are going to listen to this. There's no reason to hate on crews. No. Just in one night, think about this one. As I always told, people in our crew, mutual friends of ours, if there's one of Sukhi, there's one of me, there's one of Dindi, there's one of Hans, right? You can only be at one place at once. Yeah. And sometimes in just this small city, at Yuba City, there's 3-4 events going on in one night. You need 3-4 guys. You need 3-4 crews. Right. And that's not counting SAC. That's not counting Turlock. Yeah. That's not counting the Valley, other places in the Valley or the Bay. There's work for everybody.
There is.
So DJs, don't hate on each other. It's all love. Those days are gone and behind us, right?
Yeah.
Love each other.
There's
Whatever
so
issues
much
you guys
business.
have, let's sort it out and help each other.
Let's
and work
not
together.
undercut.
Not undercut. Not undercut. Undercutting
money,
is not
man.
cool. Money's there because
But
we
then
deserve
again,
it.
though, a lot of us have a lot of love and respect for each other.
Yes.
It's not all of us. I don't want people to think that all us DJs hate each other.
yeah.
I don't think that it is that. It's just more of, I don't want to sit at home if he's out there gigging Saturday, Sunday. Why not? Fuck, spend time with your family.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need a weekend off.
Yeah.
you know?
I got this weekend coming up.
Yeah,
I'm so freaking excited.
And at the end of the day, if somebody wants to book you, they're gonna book you no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if you're $1,000 more or less than the other guy.
You're gonna get
Don't
to work.
sit there and go, I'll give you screens and I'll give you sparklers and I'll give you fucking the next door neighbor's wife and everything just fucking to get the
Your
gig.
wife.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just,
Oh man.
it's just crazy, bro. You just don't sell yourself short. There's enough money to be made here for
and
everyone.
honestly, people out there willing to pay for a good product. This is not the people who were there before in the 90s.
32 years in the game. Most of these couples were not even born.
Exactly.
Right? And you know what the coolest thing is? I did a couple's wedding and I DJ'd their parents' wedding reception, bro.
Yes. That's awesome. I haven't got there yet, but that'll probably be...
It'll happen one day.
Yeah, I'm doing their kids, like Lordy's first birthdays.
I've done it, yeah. Lordy, it always starts off...
That's always cool, yeah.
And that's another funny thing. I did the parents' wedding. I did the kid's Lordy. I did his 5th birthday party. And I did his wedding.
That's experience, man.
Bro.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
So when you get the BPR, when you get Sukhi, you got someone who knows what the F they're doing.
Yeah.
So don't come up there telling them what to do, what to play.
Funniest thing is, though, there's still a lot of people that don't know who I am, though. Which is fine.
Which their younger generation.
No, even older people.
Freshies. Oh, no.
I'll get calls till today. They're like, we've never heard of you. Can you send us a mix?
They must have been living under a rock, bro.
And I'm like,
everybody,
okay.
like, I know my sisters are older. They're probably, and they all know you. Their generation is. But then there's also like Jazz Neil guys' ages, the group, right? All his crew, they all know you.
They know.
And if they
know of you.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But if they don't, these people kind of been living under a rock, or they're playing bluff, like our boy who said they don't know who SLAMZ is, right?
Yeah, exactly. A little bit more about the whole truckers. Gigs and stuff, huh? Like, nothing against them. We love them, right? But just beinti, let us do our thing, huh? But una da bhi nahi kasoor. I mean, they're
used to it from India, right? Like, I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're used to it from in India, but in India, they have 20 guys back there with guns. Ready for the shit to pop off.
I think it's fair to say that truck car but let us do our thing.
That's all it comes down to.
Because there's gonna be
all it comes down to.
koi DJ thode program na bhi phade, right? It's gonna get to that. It's gonna eventually get to that. Tusi koi badhiya mangde a experience wala banda, talent wala banda, they're not gonna come. Te tusi unna nu tang kari jande a. Ohi thodi identity ban jani hai, so please, guys, just let us do our thing. We know what you guys want. Even text us a list of songs, maybe night before. But don't just keep coming. At the time I see these guys, they're going back from the, they're spending more time walking back and forth from the dance floor than they are doing Bhangra.
Yeah, then enjoying.
ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤਾਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਸੇਮ ਹੀ ਆ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਬਈ ਬੀਟ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੇਮ ਆ ਢੋਲ ਮੈਂ ਵਜਾਉਂਦਾ ਡਗਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਢੋਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਾਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੱਜਦੇ ਸੇਮ ਬੀਟ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਆਹ different no beat tar ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ same ਆ ਪੈਰ ਉੱਤੇ ਹੀ ਹਿਲਦੇ ਆ right and you can say the same thing right sometimes they'll request a song and be like slow ਆ ਜਿਆਦਾ you put another one on it's the same BPM
same BPM
or
you'll be playing a fast song and they'll come and request a really slow one you'll be at 130 and they want something at 76
or you can play the request. Sometimes you do it, but patience bhi honi chahiye. Sometimes patience got
But you know what? I say that on the mic though. I'll stop the party.
Good.
And I explain. I'll be like, sabar karo.
Yeah.
Whether they get mad or not.
Good.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want the family coming to you and saying, "Aaki karda hai, aaki laya."
Happens to me. I'm like, hey man.
And I tell them. I tell the bride and groom. I go, look, this ain't me. This is your people.
Yeah.
I have my playlist. I have my set. I know what I'm doing.
We'll play,
but just let us do our thing. Enjoy yourselves, and everyone will have a good time. Because and I still notice this now. It's like the family who booked you won't have fun at all.
Oh yeah.
Right? Especially the girls and the ladies.
If we're off, The whole night's ruined.
Yeah, the whole night's ruined.
Because these guys aren't gonna like us regardless.
The last thing you want to do is piss off your DJ before the gig starts.
Exactly,
So
because your event's gonna be not just a little bit failure, absolute.
Yeah,
because you know, I know you guys, and one thing I want to touch on is this. So you said that because if we're a fail, the party's a fail, right? But you know, I recently met with someone who was spending an external amount on decor, but we're trying to penny with me.
Yeah,
but that's not fair. You know, like there's so much responsibility on us. Honestly, like some people might remember your decor, but they're gonna remember the time they had, and they're gonna remember who your DJ was and his vibe, and which leads to their vibe and them having a good time. So, you know, sometimes it astonishes me how much they'll put out on other little things.
Cakes.
They'll
spend more on a cake than they want to spend on your DJ.
Fresh flowers.
Yeah.
That they're gonna give away.
Back in the day, used to be balloons.
Yeah. That they're gonna give. I did a party recently. They had fresh flowers, and they're like, "What tu laya? How much you spend on these?" And
20 grand.
Exactly.
On just on flowers.
Yeah. So guys, don't.
Yeah.
It's all good. You're gonna do it, but when you come to us, come on, let us make our bread. We deserve it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make your night. You know. Agree? Agree?
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yes.
Couldn't agree more, man. Yeah, it's happened. You know, like back in the day, the bride wanted to spend more on her cake than she did on the DJ.
Yeah, that's.
Have you ever had a wedding reception? Remember how they're not really tiered cakes now, but even if they are, they're like joined together. But they were on what do you call them? Fucking sticks, right?
Yeah.
Each layer was on a stick.
Yeah.
During sound check.
Fall.
Cake falls.
Oh yeah. I haven't had one fall. I had one melt.
Yeah.
Because of a moving head or hot temperature in the venue.
Oh yeah, or even if it was hot that day and the AC wasn't on. Yeah. I've had that.
Yeah, that's
last minute they're running a safe way to go get another cake.
So what do you think about the whole and you've seen it probably longer than any DJ that's probably active. You're probably the longest. I don't know, East Coast guys, Canada guys. I think you're up there as probably the longest tenured guy. So what do you think of the new scene, the new guys, like you know, like even for me example, I don't, you know, you've seen my style, it's kind of funky. You know, I have a huge Jazzy B influence, especially lately. I wear jerseys, I wear bandanas, I wear hats to my event, and it's kind of different than what you're used to. Or even other guys. I mean, I know, you know, to me, I can't DJ in a suit, you know, but what you're wearing is dope. That could do. It always represents very you, but me is very me. What's your opinion on someone like me, some of the younger guys who kind of doing different things? Do you like it? Do you not like it? It's a fucking podcast.
As far as attire goes?
Attire, the vibe, the way I do music.
It depends on the event.
Yeah.
Depends on well, let's talk about attire. I'll be honest with you. I've always been straight with you. Sometimes I don't think it's an appropriate attire for certain events.
Sure.
If you're doing a wedding, I personally feel, you want to wear what's comfortable for you. But, you know, if you're going to wear something that you probably would wear to the club, you know, and it might not be appropriate for a hotel event. Right.
I'm a little flipped. I wear things that people would think I wear a DJ. I wear those to the club. And I do vice versa. People would think I'm gonna wear a club. I wear a DJ. Right. Yeah. It's just because to me, I want to change it. Right. Yeah. I don't want to come. And I get it. I get the professionalism. I get it. But that's not
you.
When I go to that, I think, okay, what am I doing? I'm not comfortable.
Well,
I'm sweating like hell in a suit.
Right.
But then I think of one person, legendary Steve Jobs, right?
Yeah.
What did he wear when he gave his massive presentations to the world? A turtleneck?
Yeah, but then it was presentations to the world. It wasn't DJing somebody's wedding reception, right?
True.
But then, see, well, with me, I love wearing black gigs, right? All black.
Yeah.
But my team hates it because they think we look like fucking waiters.
Yeah.
Right? And I hate wearing like either a white shirt with black slacks, then you do look like a waiter. It's happened to me, you know. I'm walking to the restroom, they're like, fucking handing you jalagap. I'm like, fuck, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right? But it's funny though, when you remember this back in the day when Mitch and Nav and everyone used to be with us, I wanted everyone to dress the same.
Yeah.
Either we used to go to Express, used to get the same color shirts and the same slacks. Everyone, if it was 4 or 5 or 7 of us, we all had to be the same.
Yeah.
And then people started teasing us. Oh, man, you know, shirt and all that. So that stopped. Now I'm more about, okay, everyone wear dark colors, but wear
whatever you want.
Wear what you want. But just, I don't like it when even especially when tolis come in jeans and a sweatshirt to a wedding reception.
Right.
You got to dress smart. Yeah, okay, you got to be comfortable, but smart.
Yeah, right. I see it both ways. I think some people can see it in my way. A lot of people see it in your way too, and it just is what it is. You know?
Yeah, and
I'm trying to come up with something different. You know, and I get it. It's a wedding, but you know, going back to some things, not everything is superly classy at these weddings, right? Like I've seen, you know, crazy incident I've seen someone say, "Hey, can I use this box to do something?" I said, "Yeah, you know, our little storage bins are runners." I look back, they're doing lines off of it.
Wow. Behind the DJ booth.
Right behind us. And this is at White Lotus. You know? And I'm not going to say whose party it was, but I seen it, you know, and I'm like, whoa, you know, like, so it's like, that's where I'm like, you know, like no matter what I hear, what I wear, I'll still hold myself more, you know, in balance than these people, you know?
That's crazy.
And later on, like, you know, 20 minutes later, it was a massive fight. Party was done, you know? So, you know, and it happens. But, yeah, man.
I've seen some good fights at parties, man.
You know, I always see arguments. Fights
Not
rarely
fights
happen.
No more, but I tell you, the best fights were at Yuba City, man. Yuba City had the best fights.
Crazy
there
thing
was
is
always
probably family versus
competition between Fresno and Yuba City.
Oh, man.
Man, there was always... The fairgrounds, I seen good chairs
I remember attending
flying.
some chairs. I seen one. Yeah. When I was just attending, I was a little kid back then.
Yeah.
But, you know, the good thing about now is I feel like I see less fights because a lot of the younger generation that are not in the industry, they just know each other and they're friends because they're friends on social media, right? Yeah. Which causes for mutual respect between people. Like, hey, I know who you are. You're all about good things. Let's have a drink together.
You don't see that many fights anymore.
Which is a really, really
it's usually fights
good
with
thing.
the DJ over music.
And we already touched on what crowd that is. It's never usually the people growing up here or whatnot. You know, it's usually the trucker demo. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say that. You know what? Because even till this day, there's always that one fuddu at every event.
Yes. Yep.
Whether he's an uncle, or it even could be an auntie, or one of the bride's friends, or the bride and groom could be dicks themselves too.
Sometimes.
But there's always one person at every gig that's either trying to ruin it for you, trying to ruin it for them, or just fucking woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day.
Yep.
There's always one.
Or they could have something going on.
Or
they could have something going on in their life. You know, which brings me to something like, you know, a lot of people don't understand this, and this really changed my outlook on things, being nicer to people when I became a DJ, is because when me specifically, if you have something going on in your personal life and you got to show up to an event that night and rock it, like, you got to somehow weed that out and put good in you.
Oh, yeah.
It could be something really shitty going on in your life, which happens to all of us.
It's
happened. You know, we could have some family member hospitalized, you going through something personal, health-wise, or someone in your family.
You could argue with your wife before you leave the house.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
She could be pissed off and fucking you're out there gigging again.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people don't understand how much we got to mentally prepare. Like, I had something going on in Seattle personally, and I had literally, you know, and this is a podcast, so I'm going to say I was in tears, and then I had to brush myself off and bring the vibe I bring to a party, right? Because, I mean, I've been told, and I'm not trying to say cocky or anything, but I've been told I bring a different type of energy. You know, I'm jumping around, I'm DJing, I'm singing, I'm doing this, I'm mixed differently, you know? And I had to, you know, make sure I was there for the couple because that's why they don't flying me out to Seattle. They don't know what's going on, and quite frankly, they probably don't care. Because I mean, they might care, but you gotta, and that changed my outlook on, you know, photographers, even caterers, even when I go to a restaurant, a waiter, if they're not that good, you know, it could be going through something. You know, and I've seen people in my family or my friends get mad at them, and I'm like, hey, you know, give them another chance, man. If it's really, really bad, I get it, but they could be going through something, and that's a challenge for any DJ. So those out there, you know, think we're human too. Like, we got things we got to push aside. Sometimes to come to your event and bring that energy. So be a little nicer to us next time you see us.
Well, the thing is, I'm like, and I've been a guest at parties too, where it's, you know, whether or not I knew the DJ or he knew me, you know, you could be sitting there thinking like, what the fuck is he playing? But you're not going to go up to him and say that. Or you're not going to go up to him and disrespect him when he's doing his job, because
you don't know why he might be doing that. Someone family might have requested it.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know the situation, right? But
and we have off nights. We do. I've had off nights. You know,
I still have them.
Yeah. You know,
it happens.
Yeah, you know, like it happens, and you know, and sometimes
the vibe is just not there.
Yeah, because some people expect, like, I know, like, I see a party, I'll do one night, next one's not as energetic, and some
Right.
people might be like, oh man, you weren't as good. Well, the thing is, you guys have a lot to do with our energy.
Yes.
So if your energy's high,
100%.
if your energy's high and mine's high, it's gonna be really high.
Yep,
But if you guys come in
100%.
high and I'm low, you're gonna make me high.
Yeah.
And if I'm high on energy and you guys are low, you guys are gonna feed off me.
What happens is when the energy is low, we're spending more time thinking about, fuck, what song can I play to get
Bring
this
them,
party high?
bring them going. Yep, yep.
Rather than keep playing my set and everyone have a good time and
Yep.
let's just go.
Yep.
You know, it's like an engine.
It's it's
Once
all
you get going,
it's
and
all
you're like-
connected. It's all
Yeah,
connected.
all
It's like
connected.
it's all
and
one
that's
wire.
how I don't know about you. Well, yeah, I know about you too. This is how we start our events.
Yeah.
We go from here and we build up and we're up there,
Yeah.
and then we start building down a bit and then we go back up.
The thing is, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, okay, this guy came in. I hear all the time, oh, this guy DJ'd, he was okay. He played a lot of old songs. Well, the thing is, you got to understand where we come from. We got 4, sometimes 3 hours of music to play,
Yep.
and we play 1 tappa, 2 tappa songs sometimes, and we
yeah.
flip. Like, especially me, I like to
Well,
change
you
quick.
do. You change
I change
real
quick.
quick.
I
Yeah.
change quick because I feel like that's the rep I want.
Right.
You know? And I know a lot of people, when I attend a party, I like quick changes.
For some people like it, some people
Some
don't.
don't, 100%, and I'm
Right?
okay. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that, but
Yeah.
I can only be me.
Yeah.
When I feel it's right, I'll let it go.
Right.
When I feel it's not, okay, I need to get out. I'm gonna get out. Cause like a great song, in my opinion, "Badle Badle Morni," right? Punjabi MC, great first up bar. After that, the way the bass line is,
Yeah.
the way the melody is,
Yeah.
it kind of slows down. And I always see people's energy drop there.
Right,
so
right,
that's
right.
why I'm in and out of that quick.
Yeah.
You know, but we can't hit new bangers all the time right away.
No, not a lot of people know them.
They're not gonna know 'em,
They don't
you
know them.
But-
Then they look at you like, what the fuck?
yeah, but that has changed now because the YouTube, SoundCloud. I
Right,
see
but
like
still-
my mama, who's like 60 years old, sometimes will be asking me for new songs. Like, man, mama, how you hear
How
that?
you know that one?
It's like, oh, YouTube, man.
Yeah, but then there's sometimes even a song that doesn't bang now, but will bang in a few months.
Yeah.
Once people are used to it.
Yeah, I love, like, that's why I love watching you. You'll hit something. I had a couple of DJs come out from Washington D.C. to shadow me, and they jumped on, and the songs they're hitting, I was like, dude, I want to drop these on my set because they were hitting shit, and they hit me. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this is tight. Like,
Right.
this is fire. And I brought it into my set, and I see the reaction with people. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, so
Well, I'll be honest with you. I kind of started fading away from a lot of the older music, playing a lot more newer music in my sets. But since I've seen you go back to a lot of the old school,
yeah.
I've been incorporating that back into my sets.
It hits
too now.
different because you got to
Yeah.
think the people who's say there's a couple of born and raised here, they're
Yeah.
married in the 90s,
And
their
but they
kids get
love
married.
those hits.
They love the 90s. Premi,
Sony, Manny
Sony.
Rebel,
that's
big
a-
shout out.
Yuba City
One hit
track.
wonder,
That's
that was
you-
the anthem,
but
bro.
that's a Yuba
that
City
one,
banger.
Hi Prito Margi.
Yeah, Margi, yeah.
Oh my
Sony
god.
is like the official
Oh, that
Yuba
was
City
Yuba
anthem
City
for all them
anthem.
kids who like graduated in the 80s and 90s
Yeah,
from Yuba
Yuba
City
City
High.
High.
Yeah, that's like Manny Rebel, Sony, and number one,
That
man.
was
Like,
the
and
song,
that is
man.
a tune though. Like
Yeah.
even if the young gen hears it, they
Yeah.
love it because it
Yeah.
just it has a certain flow to it that just
Now
catches
it's
you.
all about Dasja. Dasja's the anthem at
Dasja.
every gig.
Every wedding, yeah.
You gotta
Al
play that
Nutji,
song.
the first start
Of course.
from Amarji Delay, rest in
Yeah,
peace, man.
Rest in peace, man.
My
He's
older
a
brother, he's a legend, man. Killed
Yeah.
that song. It goes all over the world. You can anytime play that song, first song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I try not to play it now.
It's
I've stopped
usually
after
my
he passed
third,
because
second or third at every gig though.
it used to be my first, and then until he passed, like it just gets me too emotional, and I don't
Yeah.
want to get on that level when I'm DJing, So I try to sparkle it in, once in a while,
Yeah.
but yeah. But that's a legendary track. Shout out to all Sangeet group of
Yeah,
California for making that.
Big influence for when I started DJing.
Oh yeah! Shout out to my stud Lal Singh Patti, your
Yes.
friend too, who
Sukhi
played Dole on that.
Dosanjh and late Rana Dosanjh, our
Yeah.
brother that passed away last year.
Yeah, I heard he passed away. That was a big loss for our Bhangra community here in
Yeah.
Cali. So we're wrapping up, man. I just want to say thanks for coming on.
You're welcome,
But
man.
before we go, I want to shotgun you on some questions, and you got to answer them.
Oh man, I knew
It's
you
about to
did.
be fun.
I had a feeling you were gonna
And we'll start easy.
do this. Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes, sir. let's
Favorite song you like to throw on? Always
Dasja.
get your blood flowing.
Dasja.
Dasja. Least favorite.
Majje diye, mombatti.
Favorite venue to DJ at? Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Your go-to. Could be location-wise. Could be, Mirage, Lotus, wherever you prefer.
Mirage.
I like
would say
Mirage. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but
Yeah.
locally, I'd say right now, I like
Easiest.
going in there. I like
Yeah.
the vibe.
Mirage and Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Least favorite DJ
Least favorite DJ.
that you've seen spin live. Or you can say no comment if you don't want to answer. But it is a
Well,
fucking
you know-
podcast, so
you
we talk
know-
about real shit in here. So
I haven't seen anyone. I can't say they're my least favorite. I would say least experienced. Least experienced is probably. No, I'm not gonna say.
Okay, favorite. That's fine. We don't
favorite DJ
that you've heard live.
that I've heard live. Honestly, you.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
definitely.
I mean, you don't have to say that.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm not paying the guy, man. You can say you can say someone else. You don't have to say me.
Nah, you're probably Niku.
Niku, yeah.
Niku, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
He always hit this podcast and with like songs. I'm like, yo, what song is this, Niku?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I always ask my friends, like, yo, this song I've never heard of.
I've never heard.
There's one song that came about Jawanda, and it's one of my.
Bo Punjab de Niku.
Yeah, Niku, shout out,
probably
baby.
my favorite DJ.
He's sick guy, man.
Yeah.
Sick guy. How much longer do you see yourself DJing?
Shit, we talk about this all the time.
So he's told me he's gonna retire like
every
5-6 times. Hata nahi hunda. It's a drug, man. It's seriously a drug.
It is. It's a passion, but then it's like when somebody calls you and books you for 2022, and they're like, you have to be the DJ. Don't be sending nobody else.
Yep.
And that's another thing. Let's just touch on that real quick.
Yeah.
If you call me and you book me, I'm not sending in no one else. If I'm booked, I'm gonna tell you, hey, I'm booked. Flana is available. Either if he's on my team or you, we refer each other a lot, you know. But don't ever believe people when they say, "Oh, we booked Sukhi and he didn't show up."
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that'll never fucking.
That's
happen.
never happened to me.
No.
I mean, I'll be completely honest. I tell my clients I'll be there.
Yeah.
Unless there's a family or personal medical experience.
Oh yeah. If there's something that's
my
very
parents are older,
older,
like my real talk. My parents
always
are older.
We've been on our way to a gig and had a flat tire, couldn't make it.
Yeah.
You know, luckily we knew other DJs in the area that were free.
Yeah.
They wouldn't cover the gig.
Recent problem I'm having, and this is a personal problem, is I'm booking gigs for down the line, 2 years down the line, and I'm getting a cousin saying I'm getting married the same weekend.
Yeah.
What do we do?
What do you do?
We're struck. I'm sure it happens to both you guys, right?
Well,
so I just email.
So many family events I couldn't go to.
Yeah, but now it's like, okay, I have a kid now. Like I have to go, and there's some I really want to go to because I care about that. Because you don't want to go to.
Family first.
Yeah,
family first.
Family first, especially the family you're tight with. Like I mean, sorry folks, there's probably some people watching that I've had to do that recently, and it's a lot because of COVID. Because then there's a lot of Canadian family I have getting married that are rescheduling now, and it's falling on the same event weekends as my gigs, and I've had to email people. And I think if we give them adequate time, and I always send your number as a referral, right. So it's like I'm always referring someone good. I don't refer anybody who's La Lupa Jew. You know, there's plenty out there. Anyways, back to Shotgun. Favorite singer?
Favorite singer has to be Diljit Dosanjh.
Diljit, yeah,
has to be.
As a personal friend of yours?
Yeah, but even before, he was always a personal friend.
So what's his deal? Like I know a lot of people recently. You know this too. There's a huge craze of people wanting to get singers out here in Cali at their events. Yeah, I'm hearing some. I don't know if there's probably rumors like, oh, he doesn't want to do events. Oh, he's charging $200K or something like that. Can you shed some light on that? Oh, does he Does he not want to do live events?
A bit of both. I mean, he's very picky, just like how we are with gigs. You know, from what we've gathered, he is up there in pricing, but if somebody wants to pay that kind of money, they're gonna get a very good show for
We're
it.
Gonna get him. And does he do live PA or does he both? Whatever you.
It's 99% live.
Live, all full band. So all y'all been asking me like, yo, we want Diljit. He's not responding. Sukhi here just answered why.
They call me to book him, and I'm like, wait.
And he's the manager. Yep.
Yeah.
So you were or Manny, right?
Manny's his manager. We're part of his entourage.
So best live performer you've seen? It could be Diljit, it could be Jazzy, Shinda, Gurdas. That either you perform with or just watch in a concert.
Punjabi?
Yeah, Punjabi.
Back in the day, DCS.
Oh, I've did it. I think were you at the? I think I did a party. Me and you did Fresno one. Yeah, he's hype. Shout out Shin DCS. Yeah.
Shin DCS. Apna Sangeet. Can't beat Safri Boys.
Yep.
Right, but lately live, obviously Diljit is one of the best ones live, and Gurdas Man, legend.
Jazzy.
Yeah, of course.
Come on, man. I had to throw Jazzy out. Jazzy don't hard, man. Yeah. Die hard
Jazzy. I don't think anyone brings as much energy as Jazzy to.
If you want like a hype party with a guy who has so much energy and so passionate about what he does,
even at his age
the
now,
guy
does
crazy. And he keeps going aging backwards.
Well, of course he fucking works out 10 hours a day.
And then energy, music, you know, like the songs you can relate to. He's number one, you know.
Oh,
like,
he keeps up with everything. That's
yeah,
why.
yes, yeah, keeps up with trends. You know, I recently, you know, me and Simran were part of a wedding. I mean, it's a podcast. We're gonna say it. We were in Seattle. Mon dropped an egg, you know, at a performance that we seen, you know, and
he was having an off day.
Yeah, might have had an off day. He might have got bothered by some truckers or something. I don't know what it is, but he was having that off day. But he definitely dropped an egg, and you know, we hope he can rebound from that because he is truly a great artist.
Yeah.
But you know, do your research, guys. If you guys want artists, talk to guys like us. You know, you're asking your uncle or your mustard or something like that. We're the guys to talk to. We know.
What's your take on that though? Having an artist and a DJ at a gig.
I like it. I mean, I think if you have the right balance, the right crowd, it works.
Don't you think it takes away from the bride and groom though?
Depends.
See, in my opinion, I would prefer having an artist at the Sangeet or the Jago, but not at the reception.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
Yeah.
I recently did a Sangeet that you know, that Jazzy B really helped out. I mean, he took that energy.
The one in LA.
Yeah, to a next level like that. He made that party. So that, in that opinion, if with the way the crowd was and the vibe was, he definitely added to it.
Right.
He definitely made it. You know, and it just depends. We've seen it both ways. When you have an artist, it gets kind of too overbearing. Now the big thing is, and then you probably know, the artist DJs. You know, I'm flying out. You're probably get opportunities all the time to fly out. You just choose not to. Yeah. But you know, we're bringing in Canadians or we're bringing in guys from somewhere else. I do more events in Seattle than I do in the Bay or Fresno or anywhere in the Valley.
Right.
I think Seattle's my number one. I did 22 events there this year.
Wow.
Nowhere I've done, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's just weird.
Why do you think that is? Is it
I think
because Canada borders closed and they can't get the Canadian DJs?
Yeah. I think I got really I did so many this year because a lot were COVID reschedules.
Yeah.
And a lot were just the people who didn't have to reschedule. They kind of lined up, border closed.
Right.
So Decibel Boys, you know, shout out again. They always come out and handle business there, but they couldn't, and I'm glad we were able to help them and back them up, you know. That's and then good. Also I think it's just the way, you know, I think me and Seattle people vibe really well.
That's good.
We have the same interests. A lot of those guys in there are like the guys are all into working out, gym, into sports, just like I am. Okay. You know, and we like to do the same thing. I have a huge friend base I've established out there. Shout out ABC Boys, my boy Sunny Sahota. He actually got me my first event there, and I met like so many people through him and so many weddings.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
And then they
it's a
click the follow button. They're like, okay, we like it. Because most of my events honestly come from Instagram.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna be no sugarcoating thing. Yeah, mixes, SoundCloud, a little bit, but mostly Instagram, like the live videos and stuff.
Right,
you know, you know, the referrals are always good, but you know, the live kind of speaks to you. You can kind of those events, you know, you're getting from there. You can kind of go be you, and they're gonna let you be you. Like I had a bride this week who told me, hey, second part of the night, switch to hip hop and do your Instagram thing. Mm-hmm. But I also have someone a groom's sister who's upcoming event told me, hey, we don't like all that.
Yeah.
So I know, I get it. It goes.
They tell you, we want the full song. We don't like remixes.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want no hip hop. And all that.
Yeah.
You know, we just want good music.
The good thing is about I send a questionnaire out to people. I'm sure you do, and I ask them what type of mixing style. Do you want me to let songs go, or I say, do you want one line, two line, whole song, or I say, there's an option on there that most get selected is you be you. Right. So you do you. Which is I like. Yeah.
And so for me, I used to do that. I don't do it anymore because. Like we were talking about earlier, most of that shit goes out the window.
Yep.
As soon as you get 20 people, and it's like sometimes I think people request songs just to fuck up the party.
Like a hater family member or some friend.
Hater family member or somebody's just having a bad day, because they'll come up and they'll request something fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with nothing, and it's just. Or what bugs me the most is playing the same song over and over again.
Yep.
You know, and that happened probably the most when So High came out.
So High, yeah.
Yeah.
Banger.
Good song, banger, that and Gangland when it came out.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, 10 times in the night.
Yeah.
And I did this at one time at a gig at Mirage for fucking 15 minutes. Same song, So High. Back and forth,
just keep it going, huh?
I was just like, fuck it, it's done.
Ser
Khale, here, you want So High? I played it back and forth, same song, mixed it into each other, 15 minutes, didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because it comes to a point at a gig to where banda in there.
I was about to ask you what's the most annoying thing about DJing. Would that easily be it, right?
Same song over and over
again, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Chonda Chonda Gana da.
I've never heard
Pangade Ala Gana da.
That I've heard.
Right? You know? Or Boliyan, in my opinion, are for the lady sangeet and the jaggo, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, we'll play it for 5 minutes at
Yeah.
the reception, but fucking hell, if your dance floor is packed, auntie don't come up to me
Yeah.
and say, Boliyan kaniya, Boliyan poniya.
Yeah. So everybody.
No, you've already done the Boliyan.
Yeah.
This is a reception now.
Let's turn up. Let's
Yeah.
take it to the next level. So this goes back to saying, like, guys, we're educated. We do our stuff. We do our homework. We work on the turntables. We know what we're doing. Let us vibe. Let us do our thing. You see us at event, especially Sukhi, man. Menu da jo marzi keh do, halle bhi I'm not as experienced. But he's been since 1989.
now
man.
the older uncle at the
No.
gigs.
He knows what he's doing. And
y'all know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Every DJ that's in
Exactly.
the game has a passion for music, and especially since music is downloadable and YouTube and everything's accessible. Since the internet, everyone's a fucking DJ now.
Everybody.
If you got passion for music.
Everybody. And who doesn't like music? I've never met someone who says, I'm at a Ghana music.
Yeah,
Like music,
everyone's
like
a
that.
DJ, but there's only a few of us that are performers. And there's a difference.
Yep.
There's a difference on, and I tell my bride and grooms this all the time. They're like, oh, why should we book you? I'm like, you can book anyone.
Yeah.
Anybody can play music. They can fucking download mixes off of SoundCloud and just play them all night for you guys. But if you don't know how to interact with your crowd, if you don't know how to control your crowd,
Right.
and you don't know how to MC and get everyone hyped up, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in the wrong game.
And I've seen guys who just show up who are literally doing it for the money.
Of course.
And they're just there just to play, like, go from one song to the other.
Yeah,
They're
fade up
dime a
and down.
dozen. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody can do that.
Yeah, and and then let's talk before we end. Let's talk a little bit again about undercutting and why it happens, and let our peers know that it doesn't need to happen right now, especially right now. I mean, actually, it never.
Right now, it's time to make your money.
Now is the time to make money, and I think what do you think? Next year or two, we might have another shutdown the winter. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but if it does, it's gonna hurt.
Yes.
A lot. So my take on it is, and it goes down to the person that's booking the DJ.
Right.
You'll get what you pay for.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want to book SLAMZ, you know what you're getting, and if you're paying $1,000 more or $4 or $5 whatever, at least you're getting what you're getting.
Exactly.
And if you want to penny pinch or whatever, then penny pinch and have a cheap party.
Yeah. My suggestion is, when you tell us, hey, we need to go down on you, but we show up there on your price. We show up there and you got fucking $20,000 worth of fresh flowers, and that you're gonna give away to your guests at the end of the night. What the hell, man?
Or go in the garbage.
Oh man. Anyhow,
it's not like we're crazily priced anyway. We're reasonable.
We're fair considering you guys.
We charge a lot less than some of these video guys.
Yeah,
that's for damn
especially the guy behind the camera right there, man. He's taking an arm and leg for me for this one. Oh man, that Khanda guy, man. Yeah. That Khanda guy. Oh man, just joking. Shout out Khanda, shout out K-Sway.
Shout out all the video guys.
All the video guys are awesomely. Seriously, all you guys are all awesome. Motion A, I mean, who else? Uppar Paji from Yuba City, man, legend.
Chahal
Ramma Paji, all you guys are literally awesome to work with, man. So much fun. And
Pandal.
Yeah, they all have KB Bars is an amazing personality.
He's a character.
Yeah. Deep Gill, he's my homie. So all the boys, and even some of the international guys, man, they're cool. Like, I work with the ABCI studio from Toronto this weekend. This guy was just, I love working with him. I did a wedding with Mexico with him before, and do
you like doing destinations?
Here's my thing on destination weddings. I like going there. Before I didn't mind. I was a trooper. I used to go alone. I'd go alone and this. Now I'm a little scared because what if I end up with COVID or something out there and they get you can't go. And where am I going to be? Am I allowed to go back to my hotel? Am I going to be in some government freaking area? So now I want to go with someone.
Yeah.
So now I'm changing my requirements. I have to have someone with me.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to, take care of all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Because it's just scary now because, you don't know. But I like them. I think people who are considering destination weddings, me doing a lot of them, personally, if it was up to me, when I got married, I would have done a destination wedding.
I think it's the way of the future.
Way of the future because, number one, the people who really give two shits about you, they're going to show up. They're going to invest time and money to come to your wedding, and they're going to turn up.
Yeah.
Number two, the best thing I've seen about destination weddings, and I've seen it in so many weddings, is our parents. Parents get jammed in work during a wedding. I remember I did. I think it was my boy Indy Calcutt's wedding out there in the Dominican Republic. After the wedding, his mom and dad were walking on the beach like like flirting, like kind of like, you know, like being
nice
romantic, like
walk,
flirting
yeah.
with each other. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is the best thing ever. Like, I remember, like, you know, we seen weddings here. Our parents are stressed out after the wedding. Like, people are coming over. Yeah, this guy's gonna come over. PJ Mago, this and that. Like, dude, man, that's like too much. So I think it's good if you have the resources to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Make them smaller if you can. What do you think?
Well,
We'll close up. I know you gotta go.
I think the kids or the next generation, they don't give a shit about who your parents know.
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't know them. If they don't know them, they don't want them to share that special day.
And they want that.
So
even the family members.
They'd rather have 100 people
that are tight,
that they love and they're tight and they're close friends, and spend this, you know, half the money and go to a destination wedding and have an intimate wedding that they'll remember forever.
Yep.
Rather than have a midla.
Yep. The vibes I've seen, the love I've seen at these destination weddings, you don't have it here. It's just a whole different. Everybody's on that cloud nine. We're at a different exotic place. We're at a hotel. We're drinking. We're eating.
It's a different vibe.
We're together. There's no stress.
No stress.
You know,
No
the stress
stress.
is way less. So I highly, you asked me, what do you think about them? I highly recommend it if you have the resources.
I think that's gonna be the wave.
Yeah. If you know, once this COVID stuff hopefully dies out, and if that's an option for you, I definitely think you guys should do it. I think you agree.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what I mean? I think it's a way of the future, and yeah, I mean, that's the first episode was dope.
Thank you.
Shout out BPR.
Thank you.
Sukhi Dosanjh, my longtime friend. Simran in the back.
Simran,
first
big shout
episode.
out.
We wanted to talk just shit about the DJ life. You know, that was my object of the first episode, and
the goods and the bads.
The goods and the bads. You guys hopefully gain some education on the stuff we go through as DJs, Punjabi DJs, and also the stuff we would like, you know, some people to kind of work on when we're at events. And again, right, so you probably want to say it. No disrespect to the trucking community. We love you guys.
It's anybody.
Yeah.
Where it's all love. Saaryan nu pyar bhari sat sri akal. And big shout out to all the other DJs.
Yep.
Everyone, Tolis, any vendors, all the vendors that we work with, that we don't work with. Keep doing your thing. Best of luck to all of you guys. And, you know, at the end of the day, there's a lot of work for everyone. Make
sure you guys follow Sukhi. I think you're on all social media platforms at the BPR crew. Yeah. He's a legend in the game. He's putting out fire mixes, guys. Every week. He's more consistent than I am right now. Yeah. So, follow him and listen to his music is dope. Legend in the game. Simran, thank you so much. Back there behind the camera. Yes.
Respect.
And we'll be back next episode with hopefully some more guests and a more interesting convo around the Punjabi music scene, the DJ scene, and you know, just general things going on in the world. So thank you guys. Peace out. See you guys next time.